Previously on My Hero Academia, the villains rise again. The all-for-one possessed Tomura Shigaraki seemingly killed Bakugo and is managing to overwhelm the hero. Skeptic has taken control of the Feel-Good Inc. satellite and is started to hack into the UA system that are keeping the floating school aloft. Dabi has managed to essentially revive himself using Shoto's own technique and has downed two of Endeavor's sidekicks. And All for One, who was seemingly destroyed, has managed to bring himself back from the precipice, looking as good as new. What's going on? And why is it looking as though the villain might win this one? Join me as I find out, won't you? And we got a flashback. It's the doctor saying, Shigaraki stole those refined samples of the chemical the Shiei developed for destroying Quirk Factor. It came to me, and I wasted no time trying to replicate it. Turns out the substance originated from a person's quirk. Ain't that a hoot? Like you're always saying, fate brings everything full circle. During the refining process, I started focusing not on the leading round, but on the quirk's original effect. Wait, and I've got to say, my doomsday theory was right on the money. Oh, his doomsday theory. Man, this doctor has had his hands in a lot of things, especially considering he's the doctor who had originally told Deku he was quirkless. You only get one shot, one and done. Assuming things go according to plan and you get to walk free again, I'm betting it'll help make your dream come true. Oh, they essentially made a recovery bullet, didn't they? Something that would bring them some sort of healing, an extra life almost. That's what they used the Erie's synthesized blood for, didn't they? And just in case I'm not around when you get out of the big house, I'm leaving it all in this safe house along with the data. Allow me to speak my mind. Your voice, your eyes, your smile bring joy to my heart. And if I had one wish, I ask that your own heart be filled with hate. Oh, so the doctor left all of this for All for One on the off chance that one day he got out of prison. My Hero Academia, number 364. Why we wield power. So this was probably all in that cave that they were hiding out in. Damn. And you see the rejuvenated All for One saying, "Be proud, Endeavor. I never thought you'd be the one forcing me to play this card." Ah, shit. Endeavor, he's just hovering there and he says he's rejuvenated. His body is back to prime condition. And Tokoyami is holding Jiro and he says, "Look, little Erie's power?" Okay, so he can visually see it. That's the thing that's flowing around him that kind of looks like flames. Dude, I never considered something like this could happen. All for One starts to plummet towards the ground. Hawk's thinking, this is bad, and goes chasing after him. And All for One thinks to himself, my body feels as light as silk. He hits the ground with a thud and just pulls one of the heroes towards him. Before she can even think, she says, huh? What? And suddenly she says, my quirk. All for One drains the quirk out of her and even steals her cape and cloak, saying, I'll take the cape too while I'm at it. Fighting in the buff is hardly my style. Hawks comes zooming in, getting the woman to safety, as All for One says, this bit of rewinding will be the end of me. I'm ultimately doomed to vanish now. Huh. What does that mean? But my dream will live on as I pass the baton to Tomura Shigaraki. The only task left to me is to rescue him from this brazen trap. So if you don't mind. And Hawk stands behind him, and Hawk thinks, a massive yet suicidal power. Wait, how is it suicidal? I don't understand. Is it that it rewinds them maybe too much? I wonder. Hawks thinks Endeavor just needs to deliver one more solid blow, so... And Hawks says to him, well, he thinks, so I still gotta buy time. Hawks then says, your dream, huh? Something beyond stealing one for all? Mind filling me in for future reference? All for One turns around and starts to walk towards Hawk and says, it's simple. I'm quite influenced by comic. The world always fears the big bad villain. Why do you think that is? Hawk simply states, because he does bad stuff. And All for One simply says, And what counts as bad stuff? In a world teeming with myriad creatures and values, bad stuff would be an act that universally makes the masses turn up their noses in disgust. An act which thwarts the future they envision. So I intend to thwart the future of the whole world. Wait, is he talking about destroying the world or committing an act so heinous that it just leaves the world aghast? He says, that's all I've ever wished for. We cut to Washington, D.C. in the United States of America, and wow, US ain't looking that great. Got cars destroyed, some person's getting either mugged or gunned down in the street. Damn! What was going on in America? And I guess the president is saying this is the moment to strike. If we don't definitively eliminate Tomura now, the U.S. will face the danger he poses. Oh, I didn't even notice one of the signs in the street says, "We are all for one." Damn. And how would we rein in this crisis? Like most others, our nation has already taken half a step into the red zone. And you're to blame, Timothy Agpar. It's the Admiral Akbar parody guy who let Star and Stripe go to Japan. The president says, according to reports from the Quirk research agencies, Tomura is already beyond anything humanity can stop. An unknowable, untouchable entity capable of just about anything. You faced that monster and made it clear that we're his enemy via Star and the missile. Mr. Agpar says, you're saying we should appease him instead? The president says there's already a standoff between the world's developed nations as we wonder who will be the first to earn Tomura's trust. Wow! So the nations of the world are already bitching out? Damn! Now you really got me wondering what was going on in the rest of the world. Agpar says, thinking about how we should let him rule over us? That's insanity! The president says, only to minimize casualties, to feel him out before a more decisive strike. Agpar says, give that monster even an inch, and he'll take a mile. We'll be neutered! The president says, Tim, this is for our nation's future. I understand the guy. He's thinking about the long game here, but just roll over. Damn. Agpar says, we won't have a future. Your position's forcing you to take this stance, yes? Agpar reaches into his coat. And of course the Secret Service pull out the guns and are just like, easy there, Mr. Agpar. But the president shakes his head and they put away their guns. Agpar pulls out a picture of All Might with the young Star and Stripe from when she was rescued. Agpar says, do you know what Star really was fighting for? Why do you think Cassie followed in her idol's footsteps and died for it? I'm sure you haven't really forgotten. Children observe adults as they grow. Adults in turn support the children as they pass it forward, and so on to the next generation. It's one of those things I always say. You'll always hear me say it when it comes to children. Children are watched. Children learn from adults. And my deepest fear is not being able to teach children the correct thing in the end. You'd be surprised how much influence you could have on a child. I've seen that with my niece too. It's just like, I've seen things that her mother and her grandmother and I have done in front of her, and I look at that when she does those things without really realizing why it's happening or anything, and I'm like, oh no, we influenced her in the wrong ways. It's not like terrible, but it's just like, dude, that was a bad influence. And that's why I always try to be there for her when she really needed it, even if I grumbled along the way. But it's an adult's duty to help the next generation make the world a better place. Agpar says, heroes have always wielded their power in the name of that cause. And you see Best Jeanist working on Bakugo's heart as Edshot walks up. Edshot is bloody as all shit. It looks like one of his arms is completely debilitated. Best Jeanist calls out to Edshot, and Edshot says, yes, I am the ninja hero. There is no reclaim, no realm I cannot infiltrate, and I have ample experience invading the bodies of others. Are they gonna do something to help Bakugo? This is no time to lie down and die. And Edshot starts to infiltrate Bakugo's body, and Edshot crawls out, Mirako, do not go quietly. Should he tear you asunder, sink your teeth into his flesh. And you see Lumillion coming out of the ground ready to strike at Shigaraki, who has Mirko bound. Shigaraki turns to Edgeshot and simply says, "So pointless." And Edgeshot continues to call out. Edgeshot just shouts, because Edgeshot, the hero, will not let this pass. This stopped heart belongs to a life we can ill afford to lose. I don't understand. And Mirko is starting to just burst through the tentacles while she's trying to. Lumillion is ready to attack. Edgeshot is like unraveling himself as he speaks to Best Jeanist and says, "I am not too late. I shall replace what's missing and make it pump." What? Is he gonna form himself into... Oh, I looked at the next page. I looked at the rest of the page because I'm trying not to look too closely at it. It's just like, oh shit, he's doing what I think he's doing. I mean, that's a wild thing to do. What does that mean, though? Best Jeanist says, "Kamahari, there's no coming back from this for you." Edgeshot says, "Just so. I leave the rest in your capable hands. Club President Hakamada." Oh, I didn't know they were in school together. So Edgeshot is sacrificing his life for Bakugo. And Edgeshot thinks to himself, "Ninpo, Thousand Sheet Pierce, Zenith, I will be this boy's heart. A life for a life." I have to assume because Edgeshot saw that Bakugo was managing to actually do something. I just don't understand how he could... what is he doing exactly? Is he, making himself into a patch for Bakugo's heart? Or is he fully turning himself into Bakugo's heart? I mean, if he's just stitching it, even still, that's kind of wild. That's wild. That's wild. I don't know. I mean, it's still a sacrifice for Bakugo's life, but I know there's plenty of people who are gonna be pissed. Man, I should have known. Actually, I knew it. I knew it was gonna turn out like this, because there was no way. There was no way it was just gonna be Bakugo die. Especially when Deku hasn't even shown, which still gets me, that Deku still has not shown up in all of this. Bakugo literally on his deathbed. Deku's nowhere to be seen. Honestly, if I'm being real, I thought Mirko was going to be the one to ultimately die in this fight. With everything that's happened, I full on thought it would be Mirko who goes out. But to have it be Edgeshot, just what? Or hell, even Best Jeanist, but he already had a fake out death kind of situation, so I kind of writ him off. But for it to be Edgeshot, damn. I'm just wondering, what does it mean for him to become Bakugo's heart? Why is it something he can't come back from? Am I displeased by this? No. I really could not believe that Bakugo would die. It would be wild if he did, but I'm just like, no. It just makes no sense because of what Horikoshi was building to. But I kind of believed it. You had me there for a good second there. But it was like, after that initial chapter where it's just like, Bakugo's dead, I'm just like, the more you think about it, the more it's just like, no. But it's kind of funny too. In general, it's like the villain kind of pulled an ass pull, the heroes are kind of pulling an ass pull. It's just like, eh. So that has to explain why Dabi, though, is able to come back after everything that happened to him. But it has to be kind of a situation where the rejuvenation is just going to bring them to nothingness, like Erie's quirk usually does with most people. But it didn't do that for Deku, with the way he did things. So it's like, maybe if All For One just keeps fucking up his body, he'll be fine. I mean, Dabi certainly will. Wouldn't that be some shit, though? If Dabi's body is completely healed and rejuvenated, and then it just ends with him being put into custody? Wouldn't that be some shit? Oh no, I do feel a little sad that we're losing Edgeshot, but this series has had a big play at pushing the next generation forward. So I don't hate this outcome, but that's just me. If you got a problem, I don't blame you for it. I full on am expecting to see plenty of backlash. But hey, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you like this video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.